But yeah, so yeah, I feel like I got into so many comics this week. But we were fortunate enough to have somebody reach out to us and offer to send us the comic to read and review, and
Yeah,
we did just that. That was our friends at The comic is called Outer Spaced, and
yeah,
I'm really digging it, man. How you
yeah.
feeling about it?
It was kind of like a comedy comic.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I laughed quite a bit throughout it, and I think that the humor is what I appreciated most because it just brought up vibes for me of like things I watched growing up, um, which I'll mention as we continue to converse about it. But
Mm-hmm.
do you want to set it up a little bit?
Yeah, so I really enjoy the premise of this. It's a stoner sci-fi, and
Yeah,
I guess the premise that we find ourselves in is that aliens have invaded, and they have shown to not be peaceful. So there is a mandatory draft that goes to all citizens of the world that they have to join this. The first, it's called they're called the Space Force. I'm pretty sure, which
yeah.
is
Well, and it's like everything else has been destroyed. Like SEAL Team 6 gone. Like whatever the CIA has to offer gone. Like we're talking about like they're just saying everybody has to serve when their name is called.
right.
And so it's just like pretty much all the people who should have been able to do it are dead. And that's another part of this story that I just found like really funny because it's just like what if like something happened that aliens coming in pyramid shaped spaceships and we have pyramids that we have so many questions about and
Yeah,
they come and it seems like yeah it's cool like the in Independence Day when there's those
yeah.
people who go greet and they're on top of the building and then they're the first ones that are
Mm-hmm.
killed by the beam that comes down. Like there was like kind of that vibe in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
because there's people there like welcoming these aliens and they have like tentacle hands, the aliens do, with spikes on it, and
Yeah.
just immediately just started devouring humanity. And it's just like, man, what are we gonna do? And so now it's yeah, there's pretty much the people who have tried to not go into the army are being called into the army.
Right, and I really like that take on it. I thought that was very interesting just to see kind of because that is kind of just a trope for the like a navy movie or an army movie or whatever that you have like these clashings of egos kind of within it, but this
Yeah,
is a different kind of clashing because you have like stoners who just kind of don't want to be there, and then you have like prissy girls and jocks and kind of all this different layout of different types of just
yeah.
people.
Well,
And
and it's
it's
like the two main characters. So like the first character we're really introduced to is I forget her name, but she was like a kindergarten teacher.
yeah.
And when she it's introduced, she's giving this whole speech to her class, and like at first you can't tell who like what age she's talking to, but
Hmm.
she's giving this whole speech as if like she's talking to college students, and
Yeah.
she's lecturing about like being drafted,
Hmm.
and and then she's just like, you know what, but like there's nothing I can do. My name was called, and you kids like, if you figure out how to get through this and survive, and and then it's like preschoolers or kindergartners.
It's a elementary school. I was just looking back
Yeah,
through trying to find her name. So her name is Miss Nixon. That's the
yeah,
only one
yeah,
I
yeah.
could see off of. I'm trying to find like um uh a full name, but I just passed one of my favorite lines. And it says, "Just my luck, off to certain death sober." And there's
Oh
just
yeah,
some look at the art. Um, yeah, it's pretty dope. Very much enjoying it. Let's
yeah.
give some credit to the creators if I can find their names anywhere. But yeah,
Shit.
what
Let's see. We got
we both just ran to their Instagram page, or that's where I'm headed. But that's
Benjamin Collins. Is
oh,
that
that's
one?
right. It is in here. I found it in here. Sorry about that. Um, just loading. It's going towards the
There we
front.
go.
Oh goodness.
Here we go. Skittering.
Oh, okay. I found it. Story and words by Ben Collins and Eric Alred. The art and colors is by Jaqueen Venturi, and the letters are by Ben Collins. So that's one heck of a
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
Issue number 1 is the one. So we just got issue number 1, and I do
yeah,
believe that it is available for like purchasing at some
yeah.
places. Let's see if I can find where that's at.
But yeah, like these guys are super indie. I think that it says B Comics put it out.
Yeah, I believe that's what it says
And
on the cover.
yeah,
BE
and
Comics.
so
Here,
this
I'll hold it up.
these guys are probably making this like themselves, and
Mhm.
it might just be this team of 3. They may have another guy in the background, but like good for them. Like you guys put
Yeah.
a comic out, and it's great. Like the storylines and the characters are like well developed from the start, because you can relate to them.
Mhm.
Just for like, like, no, I'm not somebody who ever went into the military. I don't have a problem with the military. But I was just never a part of like my life. And so it's like, I would be in this group of people too. And yeah,
Yeah,
just,
I found myself relating to the main character very much because I feel like I would try to be like that sarcastic, like witty guy in the army. I'm just kind of being like the class clown and not taking it seriously. And then I would
yeah,
just have to like repetitively like get my butt kicked and like whipped into shape. And that's all that my if this was a situation, or maybe like the reality is if I was fighting aliens, I would probably be a little bit more the characters are like, it's definitely a comedy insofar as like all the characters are very relaxed. They're not
yeah,
like in like panic mode, but it is very much like a stoner comedy of just like, oh man, I got to
yeah,
deal with this, now. Like that's very
yeah.
much what it feels like
No, I mean, it definitely has
in a
like
good
some
way.
vibes of Half Baked in it, just in the terms of like the 2 main characters are stoners. Like what was her name again? Miss Nixon.
Yep, mixed in skin,
Yeah.
and then Moses is the
And
hookup
then yeah,
guy.
or Mose.
Mose
Yeah,
for short.
yeah, Mose for short. And he's the dealer, but he's also like a chef at a restaurant.
Yeah. Well, and
and and then he just hangs up his apron to drive off to catch his draft bus.
yeah, and is he the one that makes all the marijuana lollipops that get
Yeah.
passed? Yeah.
So, and like this is like the funniest part of it is just like,
Hmm.
imagine yourself in the scenario that you're this guy, and you just got drafted into being on some team that has to be whipped into shape in like a few days to go fight the aliens, and you're allowed to bring along some possessions, I guess. And so he brought his like edible stash,
Hmm.
and then like part of the story is that there's a thief in the bunker, like somebody that is in the bunker with them, or in like where they sleep, um, is stealing from other people. And so somebody steals his stash and starts passing it out to everybody, but they don't know that it's cannabis. And
Hmm.
so the entire like squad is like high, and like some of them are like freaking out because they've never done it before.
Right.
And
Yeah.
others are like, I haven't done this in a while. And like it's
Yeah.
just, it was very well like that scenario, like every scenario that actually happened throughout this comic was very well told as its own
Hmm.
like little subplot of the overall story.
Right.
And so I did really enjoy it.
Yeah. I do really like kind of, I don't want to say the twist, but kind of the shock ending. I thought I really appreciated that. I don't know if you can remember. I don't want to spoil it because I think it would be worth it. But the ending of this, I will say, is very good.
Yeah.
But another part of this that I really enjoyed was she showed her stash box,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's all like the Chicago. She calls it the Chicago Bulls, and it's all named of like different either basketball players or
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
different types of basketball terms that I don't know. But yeah, this was just a whole lot of fun. I'm very excited to see where this story goes because I
Yeah.
would imagine, especially again with how this ends, we're going to be seeing like some weird stuff in the next couple, like not just weird, but like trippy.
Yeah.
So
I'm
pretty
looking
stoked.
back on the last two panels, and yeah, like
Don't spoil it.
I'm
Mark.
not gonna spoil it, but like
Come on.
the second to last page, which is I guess the second to last panel as well, where it has
Mhm.
the to be continued. That's some great artwork.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. So thanks to the team behind Outer Space. Like, thank you for like letting us read this. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. Top notch. I'm genuinely gonna pick up number 2. I'm gonna keep on this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked about it.